All right. Good morning, legends. Welcome to the morning market vibes for March 24th, 2021. Please see the source below, as I'm not responsible for the composition of this research, and remember that nothing in this video is financial advice. If you are finding the channel for the first time, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to be notified when we go live, which is every day the market is open. Here's what's moving the market today. So going nowhere, looking at the giant container ship, this has been blocking one of the world's busiest maritime trade routes. So far, attempts proved unsuccessful. Experts saying could be a couple days before canal traffic gets back to normal. This blockage is already having ripple effects in global energy markets, with refiners likely to come under increasing pressure for supplies the longer the holdup lasts. Talking more about vaccine sharing, this has kind of been beat to death for the last week, 2 weeks, whatever. Global leaders attempt to ensure sufficient doses for their populations, obviously. President Biden has continued the policies of President Trump, which have ensured a de facto ban on the export of vaccines manufactured in the U.S. The European Union is set to unveil rules later today, which may run along similar lines to current U.S. policy. Exports could be blocked if manufacturers have not met their European commitments, and UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson risked inflaming tensions with the European Union when he told a meeting of lawmakers that Britain's vaccine program was so successful because of greed. Markets remain mixed, so global stocks are caught between several forces at the moment, with the recovery trade still ongoing, the shadow of inflation not completely banished, and risk from the pandemic remaining. We'll look at the index funds in a second here, but notably S&P futures, or most futures, pointed to a gain at the open. So events to watch for today: U.S. February durable goods orders at 8:30 Eastern, so that just happened about 10 minutes ago. Fed Reserve Chair Jerome Powell and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen appear before the Senate from 10 a.m. to probably about 2 p.m. Crude oil inventories at 10:30. The sale of 61 billion of 5-year notes at 1 p.m. will be closely watched by the markets, and General Mills does report earnings. As these two authors noted, call options volume in the U.S. have come off significantly since the beginning of February. So here's a little chart here. We did see slowly increasing and up to some really high call volume. Kind of since the stimulus, though, it has died down a little bit, so that is notable. The ARK Innovation trade has cooled down. Not only has the popular ETF come off of its highs, but volume is lower. Prices for NFT-related NBA Top Shot online trading cards have been sliding the last couple of weeks. Bitcoin is still holding up well. However, other cryptos have been unimpressive. Ethereum peaked around 2000 in February, ran up to nearly 1900 mid-March before dipping again. Meanwhile, the price of some crypto-linked equities has been wobbly, as you can see in the chart of MicroStrategy here below. Also, SPAC prices have been slipping, as this SPAC investor and watcher noted yesterday. Number of new SPACs trading below their $10 offering prices. If you guys have hung around here, you know I love TWCT at, I think it's like $9.92 as of close yesterday, so I did have to grab some more of that. Robinhood's App Store ranking has slid, according to Sensor Tower. It was at the very top of free apps in the beginning of February. Now it is outside the top 100. That's very interesting, especially considering we just got information that they were going public yesterday. Sucks to suck, Vlad. Finally, if you do a Google Trend search for various terms like Bitcoin, buy stock, or Chamath, they've all come way down since their February highs. Here's a snapshot of the indexes I use to kind of get my gauge for market sentiment, where I think the market's moving in the daily, weekly, and monthly outlook. So looking at index funds, obviously yesterday was a red day across the board. NASDAQ down over 1%, Dow down almost 1%, S&P about 0.75%, and the FTSE down about 1.13%. This is the Bitcoin large cap index fund. That was down about 1.3% on the day. Looking at monthly, notably S&P 500 temporarily erased its monthly gains, down 0.38% on the month. NASDAQ down about 2.75% on the month. Dow still up 1.5%. FTSE barely in the green, and the Bitcoin index still up big on the month and year time frame. Commodities, yeah, these two oil commodities up after some big slippage lately. Gold up slightly, corn down slightly, slow movers there, but interesting to keep an eye on. I don't pay too much attention to currency, but I did include that here. So if you're interested in currency, you can see the daily moves on global currencies here. As I said earlier, looking at futures, the Dow and S&P 500 up about 0.35% for both of them at the time of this writing. NASDAQ up about 0.69%, chuckle. Looking at rates here, nothing really changed. This is the Fed the Fed current rate, the Fed target rate, excuse me, the prime mortgage rate, and unemployment. Nothing's really changed here in like a week or so. Kind of sitting right where we expect it to. 10-year Treasury yield on the year. Please keep in mind, a year ago these were starting to go to all-time lows as we entered the pandemic. So historically low rates a year ago. Since then, we're up about 77.35 points. Monthly up about 25 points, and daily up just half a point here. So really largely stabilized in the 10-year Treasury yields. Like I said, we're going to watch that sale of 5-year notes today. And of course, Fed Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen speaking today. Please remember, this is a regularly scheduled hearing. It has very, very little to do with current market conditions and is mostly for planning the Biden administration's $3 trillion infrastructure plan. So keep that in mind. All of these things that I've talked about lead me to have a bullish outlook on the day as well as on the weekly and monthly time frame. So I am bullish. I do think the combination of indexes slipping pretty hard yesterday, along with what futures are telling me and some positive news catalysts, do outweigh the negative catalyst. In my mind, we will see how the market reacts. Yesterday showed us that that is not always easy to predict. So stay tuned. If you guys haven't, please check out the live streams, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell to be notified when we go live. Speaking of which, it's about that time. So I'm going to end this video and get ready to see you guys in the live stream. Alrighty.